binigo ng Indonesian boxing superstar na si Chris the Dragon Jan ang pangarap ni Juan Manuel Dinamita Marquez na maagaw sa kanya ang WBA World Featherweight title nang talunin ni Christian si Marquez via unanimous decision. Matapos noon, isa pang Mexican boxer ang sumubok sa husay ni Christian, ang Olympic silver medalist na si Rocky Juarez. Mabigat ang babanggain ni Juarez dahil sa 42 na laban ng Indonesian boxer, wala pang tumalo dito. Sa pagbubukas ng round 1, ipinakita ni Christian kung bakit siya ang champion.
But for this fender and a fighter, he finishes up moving off on an angle. Very seldom just going straight back.
And Rocky's
he steadily moves out to the right a lot.
But he's moving toward Rocky's left hook. Lost his first fight against Pereira on a scoring change. Fight Pereira made significant and winning adjustments. Good uppercut.
someone like Emmanuel Stewart sits there and says about it.
Watkins coming in, hesitating just a little bit. John finishes up off the tan, moving off to his right, and that would kind of...
Johnny Shields. Excellent trainer.
World has Thunder Gaddy on
out of the ring if you met him. Even in person, he was always very charismatic, likable person.
earlier. Chris John, big Gaddy fans. Everyone. A jab, Emmanuel.
A lot more being more stationary than he was in the past. So this is a night for Rocky if he would just let the... And his jab works very effectively. It sets up things.
Emmanuel, you mentioned in the last round John's leaning in, meanings yesterday. Want John to develop more power so he's able to move up.
You can just add the punching power without making drastic changes in your style.
Incidentally,
but I don't think he...
On his trunks.
Especially considering the styles. But,
Gotcha.
the idea of trying to make...
About how if he wanted to make a mark in this culture...
These fractional belts.
He attributes that to the fact...
Murderous featherweight era where he's campaigned his whole...
Me like him better.
It does against guys like Chris John.
Almost makes me respect him.
Hey, he's just not doing enough. I mean, if the guy were more aggressive...
Concerned than the previous rounds.
It's going to be a big problem for John.
Well, it seems clear who's the stronger guy. That's the advantage that Rock exploit. He got in a good left hook to the body, but
Distance than in previous fights. It seems to be thrown.
And is he...
Perez, and another technician-like round for Chris John.
I think this is maybe Chris John's best round. He's jabbing, he's smart, and he's able to penetrate and bring it over there. And he's been landing that pretty effective this round.
At featherweight, and he's been a silver medalist at featherweight ever since then. And he's a silver medalist here tonight so far.
I think he fought.
Well, it's been putting always.
The rhythm was starting to put on a clinic to some degree.
Max, thank you for the correction. It was the 11th round, and for John Emmanuel Stewart, he landed 25 punches. He'll need to do more of that.
Oh my God, hey, come on.
Never intends to make the weight, and his opponent, it's a huge competitive advantage.
Because... And as John and Juarez continue to fight essentially the same fight...
And you know that the best that Juan has will meet tonight in this battle against...
Trunks and Juarez in the green, partially because, as you can clearly see, Juarez has had a change in strategy which will markedly... ridiculously one-sided in the last round. John was given credit.
It's unusual for a trainer, right, advantage for the opponent. And therefore Floyd has this advantage. It's simply that Marquez doesn't get the advantage of Floyd having. Hurt him, it seemed, in the fight. Fighter to do at this stage in their career.
What happened against Pereira? First fight was close. Most people thought Juarez had won it down the stretch. He came in and...
John's punching power, especially with the right hand.
I would say so too. And it was sometimes the right uppercut, but he seems to be punching
his career. And Chris John, you see here, making maybe that subtle adjustment, punching with more power here in the ring. Quite been at that level, has not been able to do that. Found out you can't win at the various highest levels like that, and before out a master boxer. never seen a metamorphosis.
You heard Max Kellerman's conversation with Juan Manuel Marquez trainer Nacho Beristain about weight. Here now is Juan Manuel Marquez.
Advantage for him that you would rather not have him.
Creo que no le importó, pero sí me hubiese gustado que hubiera pesado lo que...
It's the goods, if you will, and it
Rounds prior to this one, Chris John outlanded Rocky Juarez 74-24 by CompuBox count. Gentlemen, as we come down the stretch of this fight, no stand up on camera for us. So as this fight something significant changes, we're going to begin the discussion of what goes...
The extra $600,000.
How much of the missed pesos for Marquez and Morales, and how much were the result of questionable decisions by him and his management?
I think there's some of both. It sounds like a cop-out answer, but...
Well, earlier Juarez, but Max, let's start with this one. Floyd Mayweather comes back from 21 months off, or is it another carefully chosen niche opportunity?
That's right. And it's the most anticipated, I think, and desired fight in boxing today, regardless of what may be the... In fact, most people, when they found out I was coming out for this fight here, they was thinking it was the weather.
Given that he's the larger man and that he tends to
Apply pressure. He's got to put pressure, but he can't get caught us and throw punches where they're not to see how the hand speeds match up when they come out. I think that even though Marquez is a smaller guy, he's a very balanced act to favor Floyd a little bit.
In a scouting report for the fight, Oscar De La Hoya.
Those punches, he's going to only land maybe 1 out of every 8 with Floyd, and he's going to have to be in shape to not be tired in the last part of the fight. And
Final question, Emmanuel. Because Manny Pacquiao...
a chance of scoring a knockout still.
Back on and Rocky Juarez.
I mean, Juarez...
It appears if he stands up, he probably wins.
Featherweight in the world and win the title. But it's more likely to be, which is a continuation of the Chris John story. And the Chris John story is a story of a guy and never lost, and one of the draws was to Juarez early in a fight in 2004.
Above that stage now.
And he's the class of the division.
And he almost goes down on a left hook. 30 seconds to go. Juarez must recognize now he has a chance. John was wobbled, and barely stood up. You cannot be saved by the bell in this round.
20 seconds, John.
And a wobbly Chris John, unbeaten in 46 fights. Juarez suddenly with a chance. John's just holding on.
8, 7, 6, 5.
Oh my gosh. The bell seemed to ring a second or two early, but John holds on and survives.
All to the winner by unanimous decision, and still WBA Featherweight World Champion, Chris the Dragon John!
Hindi man kasing lakas ni Pacquiao ang mga suntok ni Chris John, pero sumikat ito na parang Pacquiao sa Indonesia. 12 beses na idinipensa ang titulo sa Featherweight Division at 7 beses idinipensa ang titulo sa Super Featherweight Division, at sa kanyang boxing career, isa lang ang nakadungis sa kanyang magandang boxing record. So yan po ang gusto kong i-share sa inyo ngayong araw sa mga kaibigan at kababayan natin dyan sa Pinas, mga boxing fans at sa mga tulad kong OFW saan man panig sa mundo. Kumusta po kayong lahat dyan? Kung nagustuhan niyo po itong aking video, paki-like at kung pwede, mag-subscribe na din po kayo. At para updated kayo sa aking mga video, pwede niyo i-click ang notification bell. Maraming salamat sa inyong panonood. Shout out kay Birida TV, Prince Evan Mangonon ng Imus Cavite, kay Mr. Ronnie Corillo, Orlando Season ng Mabalacat, Pampanga, kay Mr. Ricardo Bernaldo Jr., Tron Motovlog ng Antipolo Rizal, kay Mr. Dong Tangloy Malyari, Jenmer Jan Garcia ng Macau, Madam V, Vilma Reyes, Billy Jubildad, at kay Mr. Volter Gallaron. Maraming salamat po sa pagsuporta nyo sa aking channel.